volume down.
Hello, and welcome everyone to tonight's episode with your host, Jenny Kirk.
And just to let people know, the Cupboard Monkey is feeling slightly under the weather. So even though the Cupboard Monkey pushed for Gronkfest 2020, and don't forget we've got the hashtag Gronkfest 2020 all through the show. If you want to share us on social media, but the Cupboard Monkey is feeling a bit under the weather.
I didn't get pizza last week and now I feel sick.
Unfortunately so we need 400 concurrents and 400 likes.
It's not going to happen, but I'm going to go back and finish off the t-shirt design that I'm doing for her. And also, I feel like crap, so I don't want to be here. Bye.
There is a t-shirt for Gronkfest. It's the Gronk It
I will send you the picture when it's done.
Yeah, like I know how this technology works. But yeah, a very good afternoon stroke evening to all of you. It's 7 p.m. UK time, and that can mean only one thing. It's time for the Monday Club.
Time to Gronk it up.
Yes, I was getting to that. In association with our channel supporter, All Mouse Media, and you can find all the books and goodies and rubbish like that. But certainly, what is going on in the news? Well, funnily enough, you're seeing, I have really pushed the boat out, and unfortunately, it turns out some of my Gronks were a little bit annoyed at having been taken off the shelf and got running. So the train you're seeing there has lost a few of its number during testing. One just really didn't want to work, and another worked absolutely grand until about 10 minutes ago when it sheared one of its conrod pins and dropped it on the track. So it's lost 2 Gronks from that train, but as you can see, there's still what? We've got 5, 6. We've got 7 Gronks on that train. All are Class 8s, apart from the very last one, which is a Class 11. And we are accepting Classes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I will actually accept Class 13 as well, which is the Master and Slave double Gronk. Yes, double the Gronk, triple the pleasure. So use the hashtag Gronkfest 2020 if you're sharing this on social media. And let's see where we are. We've got 158 people in the chat room at the moment. Don't forget to tickle that like button, because the Cupboard Monkey gets a pizza if we get 400 concurrent people watching, 400 likes. So get the word out there. But by popular demand, we've been asked to do a full-on Gronkfest. I'm just checking to make sure they're all going round, because I've had a few Gronks that have misbehaved during the warm-up. Now, what else is exciting? Now, on social media, people have been asking me to show off the new Hornby. Well, it's actually Basset Loke, but Basset Loke is one of the brands under the Hornby umbrella. And Hornby very kindly sent through the Steampunk Models. So you can see here, I've got 3 that they've sent through. So I've got 1 locomotive, 1 carriage, and 1 wagon. And I'm actually blown away by these, and what's really interesting is the love that's been shown for these on social media as they've now finally started appearing. It's just, there's so much interest in these, not just from regular railway modelers. If you've got the ice bottle, our rudimentary air conditioning needs changing, so as you can see, it's all melted. So, oh my word. The Cupboard Monkey has preempted the 400 Fest by bringing up a pizza. That is very sneaky of you. Can I give that to you? So we're going to change the air conditioning, and let's have a look and see who's in the chat room. Leslie Gilpin says, Jenny, you sounded like Zoe just then. We've got Tim Condrup, Noswith Dar, Neville Wen, Yochavi. Actually, I've been filming earlier today reviews of some Uslavera coal wagons, the Diamond Anthracite mine under Farteg Mountain. Yeah, from that part of the world. I did spend a lot of time there growing up when I was young. Big hello to North End Sidings Model Railway. Gronksville is the next stop, and we are going to be showing. So we've got some little tiny fruit flies up here. I have no idea where they're coming from, but it's all Gronk all the time, baby. And for some reason, the first casualty appears to be a Class 9 that has stalled out. No, there we're going again. So the Class 9 is going. But I am going to show you these steampunk models. Now, they're not DCC fitted. They're not actually DCC ready, but they do look to be an incredibly easy DCC hardwire. So no doubt they will get hardwired at some point. I just need to sort out some of the decoders. Now, I am going to be reviewing a range of new decoders. Oh, thank you very much. So the air conditioning has been rejuvenated, and oh my word! So we've already got somebody has donated on. Oh my word!
Gronk Fest for your Gronk Fest.
Apparently, the plonk is arrived on the Gronk. But George Botterini has donated $4.99.
Oh, thank you!
Thank you ever so much. That's incredibly generous of you. And George says, "Sorry, I missed last week." Don't worry. As we say, you don't have to watch live. It is there as the. I had a pizza when you said, like, oh, I don't feel like anything. I'm not hungry.
I was feeling an awful lot more under the weather than I am now.
Mm.
My cold tablets are working. So, what are we doing for tonight? Have you talked about this thing that you've made?
Yes, I'm going to get on to that. And first up, we're going to be showing some of your Gronk-themed videos. There are. It doesn't have to be a Gronk-themed video. But as it's hashtag GronkFest 2020, woohoo! We'd love to see any of your Gronk-themed videos.
We do have a fair few videos that have been sent over as well.
Yeah, we've already seen that there's quite a few coming through. This really does seem to have fired people up. So, we're going to be showing some of those towards the end of the Monday Club stream. But we will get on to that.
I don't have my phone to check on the comments, so can I, while you're chewing, can I just check what's going on here?
Very much.
Oh my goodness, what have we got? Everyone's saying Gronk. That's always good. Apparently, according to Mark Holt, there's 2 donations, so have you checked your PayPal?
Oh! How do I do just that?
Okay, you check PayPal, because I don't know how your technology works. You have secret technology.
I barely know how it works.
You don't know how anything works. You just press buttons and hope for the best. I've seen how you operate your computer.
So,
listen, have you ever seen that? Have you ever heard of that idea of 1,000 or an infinite number of monkeys with typewriters? That's pretty much how Jen writes.
Is it? Were you saying that all of my amazing works of fiction that I write, there's about 14 or 15 in print,
and your books as well.
Are you saying that they're actually crafted by a cupboard full of monkeys? So
I may have inadvertently fallen into that, yes.
And nothing's come through as of yet. I will check again in a bit. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Just go view all activity. I think we did get a... apparently I'm saving some for later. We did get last week, Mark Wilson, I should mention, donated £5 through the paypal.me link, and I think that was after the stream ended. So a really big thank you to you as well.
Tell you what, I'll go and grab my phone and we can both be here for a bit.
Yeah, you do that. And there is a bottle of Coke up here, so if you bring a glass, then...
hokey cokey.
Yes. Because you brought beer, but not the opening device.
No, I brought the opener as well.
Oh, did you?
Yes, you've got a plonk fest for your Gronk Fest.
I am not getting sozzled.
Why? That's how you traditionally host these things.
So, Joseph the Midland 4F, hi to you. Mark Holt. Mark Holt says 2 donations. If I missed one further back, I'm just scrolling back. It's like, it's all go. There's so many of you, 195 at the moment. Bish bash bosh bush boosh. I'm just scrolling back just to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Oh, wait a minute. Did I? Yes, I did. George Botterini, $4.99, and George Botterini again. You're absolutely right. Sorry, I did completely miss that. Donated another $4.99 for Zoe's Pizza. Oh, well, thank you very much, George. You are amazingly generous. Thank you ever so much. And retired Leo, yes, it is thin crust, I think. Flymo Chairman 1, absolutely right. Just put the link in the comments for it's the email
Thin
address.
crust? What do you take me for?
A greedy get.
I'll have you know it's always stuffed crust. I like my cheese. That's why I'm fat.
These are hot. I'm just going to put them there for a moment. They're burning my fingers. Yeah, Mark Holt spotted that too from George.
Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous.
Definitely, absolutely generous.
Have you asked if he wants to pick a locomotive to go around?
Tonight, though, we're doing all Gronks all the time. So we've got all of my working Gronks on the layout going round. So there's not, I mean...
Even so, you could ask.
I could ask. Would you like to pick a Gronk that's already running for it to run?
Tim Condrup says he's blinded by all the Gronks, and Garthian says I'm not fat. I am fat.
Right. Who's we got? King Fox Junction, Sam M, Chris Hale's Heritage Railway, Wicked Insanity. Hi to you. NI Railways 4000 class. Good evening to you. Bear Lane, Stephen Price, Clive Cobold, Leslie Dickinson, Leslie Gilpin, of course, Moorland Model Railway, Andy. Ooh.
What have you done?
Isn't this like as soon as we get right, interesting. Let's just see. Have we popped a decoder?
I hope not. While you're fiddling on with that, Ham Shackleton says ladies don't get fat; they just get more cuddly.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Has one of them just sat on a dead spot or something?
I do not know what has caused that. Unfortunately, people, we have
we have an unknown. While you're on with that, we've got a question here from Wicked Insanity saying, "What's a Gronk?"
Class 8.
A Class 8 diesel shunter.
Generally a Class 8, but a lot of people will also bundle in the Class 9, Class 10, Class 11. And unfortunately, this is a decoder having gone pop situation.
Oh no!
Yeah, unfortunately, it would appear one of the Gronks has failed us.
Oh no!
I know, this is most peculiar, and of course they have decided to do this in the most inaccessible location.
Well, yeah, it's not going to do it any other place.
I suspect...
Richard Swiderski suggests it might be pizza on the track.
I don't think we've got pizza on the track. Let me get past. I need to actually take some of these Gronks off the track.
Jeff Unsworth is suggesting that it might be the flux capacitor.
Well, we did add special devices from DCC Concepts to... sorry, I keep bumping into the camera, so if everybody's going...
Yeah, sorry about that.
Could you change the angle for me?
Not from where I'm sat.
Okay, well...
I will move to the other end of the place. So, Liam at New Mills Model Railway says, that's a pain with these decoders going on here. It seems to happen often to you. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, surprisingly so. Unfortunately, at the moment, all I can say is I suspect that having 7 Gronks running and in the same train, it does appear to have...
Did you link all your Gronks together? Okay, how's that?
Right, so the mystery shorting out Gronk is one of the ones which I've got on the side here. So let's go back to this view.
Jeff Unsworth saying, where's the green finger? There you are, there's the one.
Well, that's one. Now that's interesting. So we're going to do a live post-mortem on that and figure out what's gone on.
Just check the others, make sure that one didn't go.
That one is fine, so that one works.
No one can see any of these that you're putting on, by the way.
Well, I'll put them over here, though. I think that people can see that. That one seems happy. Because obviously it saved all of the running numbers. So when you tell it to... There we are. That one's working. So,
Robert Ward says it could be the last Gronk, as it looked like it had a flashover. Was that the last Gronk?
No, the last Gronk is this one. That was the one that was very last in the train.
And Melchester Model Railway saying, was it too many Gronks with the same address?
Can that happen?
Don't know.
They've all been put on the same address because, unfortunately, the Gauge Master Prodigy Express, it's supposed to be able to do double heading, but it doesn't.
Is that what your problem's been all this time?
No, this is the first time things have... oh, look at that. It thought I wouldn't notice. So, the Class 9 has decided to shed 3 coaches round the back. So if I change that... Well, the Gronkfest is getting off to a rather ropey start. So as you can see there, we've got 3 coaches sort of sat there, not particularly happy.
This happens, what can I say?
Yeah, so this is interesting. So this is 08243. There is no smell of the magic smoke. So the magic smoke has not escaped, but I will be checking out in just one moment.
Yeah, NI Railways 4000 class is saying could be something to do with excessive current draw.
Usually that's what blows them, but I wasn't really paying attention to the alpha meter down here, so I don't actually know. Why is that not? Come on!
I'm thinking at one point we should actually just have a camera focused at that amp meter and it can be on the screen.
Yeah, maybe. Right, I'm just trying to get this to... Yes, right, there we go. So what I'm going to do...
And we've got here Gronks Model Railway saying you could have 1,000 locos with the same address. It won't matter. The decoders blow because of amp draw excessed on the decoder spec. So yeah, it could be that they've all just...
Yeah, the thing is though, that there's no logical reason why this would have done it. So I'm going to do... in fact, no, we'll come to that in a bit. Unfortunately, Gronkfest has now got a lot less Gronks.
A lot fewer Gronks, grammatically.
Oh, I'm grammatically incorrect on a lot of these.
We know.
Yeah.
So, Matavel says, forgive the ignorant question. There's no such thing as an ignorant question. If you don't know, then why not ask? But is there a modern equivalent of a Gronk, or do they still reign supreme?
They still use Gronks. There's a lot of Class 8s and Class 9s still in frontline service. Not as many as there used to be. There was over 1,000 made. And I think that they're still in double figures, at the number that still survive in use. But comparatively recently, a lot were withdrawn. Although they do tend to survive, they get bought up by preserved railways, and there are a lot of preserved Class 8s, Class 9s, Class 10s, Class 11s, and there is a single Class 12 that is preserved, from what I remember. No Class 13s, unfortunately.
Unlucky.
I've got Richard Swiderski.
She's just going to ignore what I just said there.
Yep, I will do. Bear Lane, Stephen Price. WW Scenics is in as well. Great to see you in as well. Yeah, it's going to be... Paul Harrison says it's Gronkgate. I'm going to take that loco apart. It's quite easy to get into them. And I'm going to take a look and see what's going on inside.
It's interesting. Jerry Wicklow here says it's not a great advert for DCC, the rate that these chips explode. I think it's you. I think you're blowing them.
I don't know. This is the first decoder that has blown since we put in those DCC concepts throttles, DCC bus throttles. There's a lot of CCCs going on here. So I was hoping that solved the issue. Funnily enough, one of the decoders that we thought had popped came back to life. So if you remember, a couple of weeks ago we had a Hornby King that decided to stop working and went very strange. We thought that we'd popped that sound decoder. It was a TTS sound decoder. That decoder, when I came to test it again a week later, I just thought I'll just try it in a locomotive. And I had to hard reset it, and there appears to be an issue with it in that I cannot read the decoder address, but I can program it. So it will, if you tell it you will be this number, it will respond to that number. Even if you then put it on the programming track, it then returns an error if you try and read anything off it, including CVs, which is very peculiar. But it now seems to work perfectly well, which is most peculiar. Right, I really will get round to these.
So does that mean that you've got a Zomco? A zombie loco?
No, not entirely. But right, I've been really excited about the Bassett Loke Steampunk range.
Before you even get onto that, one thing. John Nutman says, "Hi Jenny, could you put a shout out for me from the Southampton Model Railway Society? Apparently they've cancelled their exhibitions for next year, and thank you, all the best."
Very much. So, what was his name again? Sorry, you...
That was John Nutman from Southampton Model Railway Society.
No, John Nutman, great to see you in the stream. Sorry that you had to, that the Southampton Model Rail Societies had to cancel exhibitions. I think we're going to see a lot more of this, unfortunately, and this will extend into next year. I was speaking to one of the organisers of Alexandra Palace, and they opined that actually there is a risk that Alexandra Palace next year may get postponed, cancelled, go virtual only. And that is one of the things that seems to be happening a lot, that we're getting a lot more of these virtual model rail exhibitions.
So we have one question that'll move into what you want to talk about, Jen. Ben Davis says, "Hi Jenny, will you do a review on a Hornby Steampunk?"
I've already filmed it. I've already filmed the review. And actually, I've gone one better than that. I've also filmed my own steampunk locomotive build, out of the same vein as what Laurie Calvert designed for the steampunk range. So, what I need now is, I'm going to get this...
Go on, show them your steampunk. Show them your steampunk. Go on, go on, go on. You know you want to. You know you want to.
Right. This is the steampunk build that I put together. Ooh. And the light's not actually very good for it, but... there's another one of those little fruit flies that's really quite strange. So what I'm going to do is, this is the steampunk locomotive that I myself have built, and that does of course work perfectly well, and that's based on a Hornby Class 6 diesel shunter from their railroad range.
You mean you didn't steampunk a Gronk?
No, I certainly did not.
We need some Gronk punks.
Gronk-punk. What, with like a Gronk motif on everything?
Yeah.
But it's actually using a lot of Airfix kit parts, bits and pieces out of my scrap box. So that's my model. And I'm going to ask you to hold this now so that I can do a live... I was hoping you'd actually point it at the board, you know?
Oh, give me a minute.
So, I have got... I
can't hold it like this forever.
Keep going. Yeah, mischief. I'm just wondering what we can hang it off to. Just get.
Hold that. Let me get up and deal with the fact that I've got a lot of pizza here in front of me.
Right. So, what I'm going to do is no. I've got it right where I need it.
No, you haven't. It's too close.
Look,
I was going to move it.
No, look, we're good. Come on, cupboard monkey, stop messing about.
It's not fair. Jenny's telling me
Right,
off.
so this is the first item, the Steampunk Wagon. And I'm going to get this out and show you. I've been really pleased with these. They're actually incredibly free running, it has to be said. So this one is the Darjeeling tea crate wagon. Let me just check the back of the box. A Darjeeling crate wagon, and it's actually a solid cast resin. Well, I think it's hollow inside, but it's made of resin.
Keep it further down.
Yeah, it's made of resin rather than injection molded plastic.
Does that mean it's heavier?
Yeah, it is a lot heavier, and you can see as well. This is where I got the idea to use the bits of Airfix kits. That is the funnel cap. I recognise it off the Airfix model of Bismarck, I believe. But you can see there, these were all designed and the prototypes built by Laurie Calvert, great steampunk modeller. You recognise him from Series 1 of Great Model Railway Challenge. He was the captain of Team Steampunk. But also, he's a regular on the exhibition circuit with layouts that include Cato Pass. So certainly out and about there, and he's a real mover and a shaker in the steampunk side of the hobby, and it's great to see these products come through. Right, so we've got, that's our Darjeeling crate wagon. I'm going to show you the coach next. So let me just... so I'll show you the front there. So
you haven't opened it yet, have you?
This one, yeah, I have actually, but for some reason it's gone.
So it's your fault then that's broken.
It's gone. No, you're not coming out. But as I said, I filmed a full box opening and review and all manner of goodies for. It'll be this Friday's video is the plan. So just move that to one side, and this is based on the Railroad Short kind of pre-grouping coach. It's appeared throughout the years in a great many different guises. I believe it's actually in the catalogue at the moment in a rail cleaning wagon guise. The top is actually again a resin casting, so it is hollow. It's actually even got, you can see there's windows in there, clear windows. But it, in fact, actually I recognise that piece there. That is part of the superstructure of probably the Bismarck, because I suspect he had one Bismarck kit and used all the bits he could. And that's actually one of the upper levels of the superstructure, but upside down. It does work really, really well, and I have a feeling that these could well be rudder parts. But I do know, actually, I think that's the sprue. That's probably the sprue of the kit, and it just shows the kind of creativity that you can get up to with these. I think that these are going to go down really, really well. Are you keeping an eye on the comments, by the way, because I'm not able to while I'm doing this? Well, what are people saying? I'm seeing the comments.
The majority of it saying that the camera is slightly out of focus. There's nothing we can really do about that.
It's very difficult to... obviously, on Friday, you'll see the proper full-on review, and that's done with the proper camera. With this, I've got to kind of... let me just position it over here. It's quite difficult to get it lined up.
Now, this is what I've been looking forward to seeing.
This is the locomotive. So this, again, it's a really quite intricate resin casting. Lots and lots of pipes, and it's based around the kind of the Smoky Joe locomotive, but really excited by this. It runs lovely. It's you know, tried and proven bulletproof chassis. It actually runs slower than the Class 6 chassis, which is probably about 20 to 25 years old, the one that I've steampunked up. But really, really pleased with this. The actual top is a one-piece resin, as I was saying.
Oh, so, that's amazing.
So you can just pull it off. And
does that mean it's really easy to DCC fit?
Yeah, they're not DCC ready, but as you can see, there's a lot of space in here, and these are ridiculously easy to DCC fit, it has to be said.
Right, so they're not DC... Is this... I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here. It's not DCC ready, and it's a solid resin casting. Does that mean that this is aimed for the kind of person who wants something that they can just put onto their railway and play around with?
Yeah, I think it's aimed at the primarily, I suppose, towards the child-friendly end of the market. They're coming out at a really great price, and I think it's safe to say that, you know, these will appeal to a broad cross section of modelers. Now, this is the one that I've kind of got in the mood. The Hornby ones arrived via courier earlier today. I actually had no prior announcement. They just kind of turned up, and really impressed by them, to the point where I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a go at making my own, and this is what I came up with. The paint's still slightly tacky. I did the dry brushing of the gunmetal silver not so long ago, but
I still say you should have some brass on there. Dry brush some brass to make the models different.
I wanted to keep it out the same vein.
I understand that
as these,
but I really think a bit of brass would be nice on there.
Well, I do have brass. It's either brass or bronze. But interestingly enough, I have actually gone down the more naval route with the bits and pieces on this. The propellers, and we've also got propeller shafts on there, are from a Vosper Thornycroft motor torpedo boat kit, and they're all Airfix. King George V turrets on either side. Then I've also got the superstructure. I think that's off King George V.
Does he know?
He does actually, yes. And then we have a multiple pom-pom, again, from the KGV. The turret on the cab roof is actually from the Admiral Graf Spee. And then we've got some more propellers from the Vosper Thornycroft on the back there. I think on the front as well, I put a new grille on it, and there again, leftover bits from... It's actually the Vosper Thornycroft torpedo boat that made the Thunderchild on the War of the Worlds layout.
Ah, so West Not Whatnot.
Very much, they were the leftover bits. So that's my offering to the world, the Bassett Loke world of steampunk.
Oh, excellent. You know, Northeast Sidings Model Railway, I knew you were a man of good taste. Says, I agree with Zoe, brassed up, copper too. Excellent. Great idea.
Right.
So we're getting a few people say that they love your design. And also, Guion Rhys Davies has a good point. He thinks that these Bassett Lokes are more aimed at the wargaming crowd, which would explain why they want things that are very simple, so you can just put it on your game.
And one of the things, actually, that the locomotives in particular reminded me of is things like the Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why these are going to appeal to a much broader cross-section of modelers, getting outside of the traditional railway modelers. And, you know, I find that these are great fun. I think it's going to be a lot of kids can run wild with their imagination on these. That's going to be very appealing to them. But also, I think it's safe to say that, you know, we're going to have war gamers. There's a lot of people into steampunk. It is quite a big genre in the LARPing world. Probably getting bigger and bigger. The medieval style LARP that the Cupboard Monkey and I used to do when we were at university together.
Don't tell them when they're... Oh, they've probably already noticed.
Yeah, I think they've already guessed that we're nerdlingers. But that's probably not quite as popular now as steampunk really is coming through.
Oh, that's nice. Northeast Sidings Model Railway says he looked on Hornby's website and they have steampunk figures for the range too. Yes, I think we mentioned that with... You did an interview with Laurie Calvert about the range, didn't you?
I did, yes, and they actually 3D scanned. I think it's either 8
him
or
and his
10.
friends, isn't it?
Yeah, from the steampunk group that he's a member of. So they are really nice figures. And I think that those are going to be collectible in their own right. I could see people making things like chess sets out of them.
I really want to put the TARDIS in a special place on the layout now, with the steampunk figures nearby, as if they've just all travelled through time.
That is actually a really good idea. Z Fantasy Train says, I love your version. Well, don't forget, if you really love my version...
Tell Hornby.
Tell Hornby, because I'm quite happy for Hornby to reproduce this as part of their Bassett Loke steampunk range. I would actually be over the moon for them to go, yeah, okay, we'll make a model of that. That would be, I would feel great with that. But certainly, I think if the range proves very popular, we're going to see more come through. So the best way of getting more and more varied stuff from the Bassett Loke steampunk world is to buy these models, to build things with them. Let your imagination run wild. And the fact that within an hour of me receiving these models, completely unannounced, well, I say unannounced, back in January, Hornby said, well, we'll send you out a few bits from the steampunk range to review when it turns up. But then they didn't remind me or anything. The box turned up and it was like, wow, they're here. And within an hour, I had been inspired to turn what was actually a scrap Class 6 that I found in a drawer at my parents' house, which I had bought 20 years ago second hand, and then decided I didn't like it because it was too basic. I gave it a new lease of life, and I'd actually been considering what on earth to do with that model, because it was just like this weird outlier, and this has provided the perfect creative avenue. So I'm actually really pleased with this.
Okay, Swindon 1969 says, if Hornby do take up your design, it should be called the Jen. I'm going to disagree. I think it should be called the Steaming Jenny.
Well, I've actually already given it a name.
Oh yeah, what is it? Earl Grey's something something?
Earl Grey's Whalebone Charabanc. And sticking with the theme that Hornby has actually done, what Bassett Loke has done, there's a lot of a tea theme going through. So Darjeeling gets a mention, things like that. So I thought I would stick with that theme. And I just like the idea of there being a character called Earl Grey. I should probably... It doesn't actually show me on any of these boxes. But it's now struck me. It's like, was there an Earl Grey already in the range? I must double check, actually.
Don't know, but Northeast Tidings is asking if you've got a discount code from Hornby for this new range, because that would be beneficial.
I don't have any discount codes with Hornby, unfortunately. I don't even do affiliate links. Link to their website, but there's no deal or anything. But it has to be said, Hornby do very generously send through occasional review samples.
We do mention that.
We do all right, and it does help the channel. So I'm quite happy to keep working with Hornby. We get a lot out of this.
I like this. From Andy1962 says, if I had a 3D figure of Zoe, I'd put her in a Gronk to keep her happy. I don't think I'd fit in a Gronk. I'm pretty fat by this point.
Oh, now I'm going to check. Now see, now this has had a chance to cool down. I wonder, is it going to short out the layout?
Yes.
Right, so
I think we all saw that coming.
So we definitely have a dead DCC decoder in there, this is very disappointing, but luckily I do actually have some spares. So whilst the cupboard monkey keeps you all amused, don't forget as well, actually, to like the stream. It's tickling the like button does help, because...
Wardle Road says he's got discounts on 5-inch gauge stuff if anyone wants that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah. 5-inch gauge is really expensive.
Yeah, I'll be after your discount code.
Yes.
And,
I've got you a discount code. Now it's only £600,000.
Yeah. Although saying that, my father is warming to the idea of actually building a live steam 5-inch gauge locomotive. So there we go. Beginning to see what the problem is.
Have you overheated it?
No, it's hardwired, but it's been hardwired slightly badly. Have we got a short here somehow? What's shorted? My soldering skills have improved dramatically.
Your soldering skills suck.
Yeah, they suck and blow at the same time. So we're just...
Well, while you're on, Northeast Siding says a 3D figure of me should come with a pizza box.
Yeah, right. I've just pulled all the wiring away from the thing, so I wonder whether... Interesting. Back to life! Back to life! We found the problem. The problem was some kind of a mysterious short.
So that will explain why it was alright for the start, and then when we started moving around...
So, what appears to have happened looking at this is that there's no protection. So I think the decoder chip has moved and touched something metallic. So I will deal with that after the stream. But that wasn't a blown decoder, everybody. So just so you know, the DCC Concepts chokes are working. Didn't blow that decoder. The decoder's still fine. Just need to protect it a little bit better from grounding to the chassis. So job's a good one. Everything's coming up Jenny now.
Excellent. What have we got here? Jeff Unsworth says, what size is your layout, Jenny?
People always ask me this. It's about 20 feet, about 18, maybe 20 feet by 16 feet, something like that. And obviously there's the section in the middle where we sit, so it's not like a big square of that that size, but it is reasonably big. Swindon 1969 suggests Earl Grey's Misty Steamer. Oh, Roger Wolstenholme says Typhoon. That's a good one, that.
I like that.
And I think that actually maybe we should start a hashtag, and actually maybe that should be a challenge. I'm sure Hornby have already got things planned, but a build your own steampunk loco competition maybe would be a great way of publicising the range and drumming up interest. So you heard it here first. Tim Condrip says, Dr. Jenny in the house. Would you be wanting anaesthetic? Growler Blackwood Engage Layout, hi to you. North End Sidings Model Railway. We've already read that out. Big hello to Humanicity Junction. Let's have a look.
No one's seen the TARDIS yet, according to Flammer Chairman.
Where did it get put? That's a good point.
Where have you hidden it? Where did you hide it?
I can't remember.
Trains Everywhere says his layout is bigger. Trains Everywhere, it's not about the size, it's what you do with it that counts.
We appear to have lost the TARDIS. So we need Garthian and his elite skills. I honestly...
Everyone's loving, according to the comments, you building your own steampunk logo. I think it's a great idea. It's creativity and fun.
Very much, and I think bug Hornby about it and say, Jenny Kirk did one and we loved it, so do a competition. I think that might be a great idea. Maybe the winner gets to have their model incorporated into the range. Map the Dragon Railway says, do you have that Intruder Sentinel I said about last week? Intruder Sentinel?
Is that one that just bursts into your house?
It's a surprise.
And then watches?
I've got some Sentinels up there. I'd have to dig them out. But yeah, James Pets, an easy fix. A happy thing. Excuse me, I do love an easy fix.
Where on earth have you put the TARDIS?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Has the Doctor gone off to defend time and space?
This is a bit of a mystery.
See, this is what I keep telling people. We don't move the TARDIS. The Doctor moves the TARDIS.
Where is the TARDIS? This is actually perplexing me. Right. I have spotted it.
Where did you put it?
I didn't put it there. I'd be honest with you. But if I go to this shot, I'm just going to check and see. Is it in... No, it's not. It's not actually in shot. That's the problem. So, I'm going to change the camera angle, and the cupboard monkey is going to move it to somewhere where it might actually be in shot. James Pence, I do love your turn of phrase. I approve of decoders not having blown. Dongit's Model Railway says, it is not Gronk, it's last Gronk. Yay! So,
Gronkety Gronk. Yeah, Simon Trent says, the TARDIS took a vacation. Yes, it did.
It did. Crossways Point Junction. I have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page. Everybody is welcome to join Crossways Point Junction. We shall cross-pollinate with the Crossways Point Junction. But yeah, I'm perfectly happy. Everybody, plug your own YouTube channel. Don't go wild. Just, did the once in the comments. But I'm absolutely happy for people to do that. J Ratio 80 says, good thing that the short didn't fry the decoder. Those decoders have a very finite quantity of magic smoke in them. Once it escapes, it's gone. Yes, and the trouble with magic smoke is what all electronics and electrical stuff works on. It has magic smoke inside that makes it work, but as soon as it escapes, you can't put the magic smoke back in the box.
That's a technical scientific term from a non-scientist who did science.
What?
Yeah, science. Chris Hales, Heritage Railway, spotted the TARDIS. TARDIS last seen in Jenny's hand.
What?
You picked it up.
Yeah, but was I actually in shot when I picked it up?
Possibly not.
Yeah, but it's not in my hand anymore.
I love the new thing where you just press it and it changes the scene.
Was it the Elgato Stream Deck?
Yeah.
It is great, actually. Anybody who's doing live streams... it was actually Ollie at Wardle Road that recommended this to me. And
I was umming and ahhing about whether we actually needed it, but to be honest with you, now we've got it.
It's a good investment. And the thing is, because as everybody knows, you do have to pay tax on whatever you earn through YouTube and that. It does mean that you can set its cost against tax because it is a business expenditure. So there's a little hot tip for anybody thinking of getting one there. but set it against your YouTube earnings. Rule 1 Model Railway says big old layout, that definitely, yeah. Gwion Reese Davies says, I've been eyeing up your Shunter's wagon. Oh, this is a Wardle Road Shunter wagon. Yeah, I like the look of that, actually. I am quite tempted at the prospect of getting one of those as well. Simon Trains MRS does agree as well. It's a great idea about the steampunk build your own. Growl the Blackwood N-gauge layout. It's coming from Bolton. Oh, is that... halfway through a conversation says, ouch, I hope you recover quickly. I think this is reference to Fima Chen 1. I finished the slab base yesterday. I'm guessing this is the shed. Just need the building. Oh, and it's coming from Bolton. Could get Jenny to pay them a visit. Yeah, go round, go, order of the management.
We can't at the moment. We're still on lockdown.
John PW22 says, how many Hornby sound chipped 0008s could I get for one Wardle? I mean, a 5-inch gauge 08. I really want a 5-inch gauge Class 8. They do come on the market, but they are expensive. But I always get pipped to the post.
Is that the new unit of measurement for these things, a Wardle?
No, but anybody remember, Blue Peter used to be really irritating. Everything was measured in terms of football pitches and double-decker buses and Olympic-sized swimming baths.
Yeah, like any of us have seen some of them things.
Yeah, and it's like, we live in the north. London double-decker, I hate football. Football pit, could be any size. Just give us the measurements, for God's sake. We can work it out from there.
Yeah, you like it when your vehicles go 16 rods to the hogshead.
Yeah, something like that. We've got 266 people in. Don't forget to like the stream and share it on social media. Let other people know that we are here on hashtag Gronkfest 2020. Tony Simmons says, just call it the Missy. David Cook, Chris, I was waiting for that. Ben Tullett, Garthian, where's the TARDIS? I don't. Did somebody spot it?
Someone spotted it. It was in the last of the open wagons being pulled by a Gronk.
Interesting. Wardle Road. Gwion Reese Davies, very tempting. Channel members get £20 of free wagon loads too. How far does 20 squids get you for a wagon load for a 5-inch gauge wagon? Although saying that, if you fill a coal wagon with real coal, £5 would probably fill it.
Retired Elio or Retired Leo says, are your points manual or powered?
All my points are powered, so you'll hear the thunk thunk. That is my points, and they're all powered through a custom build capacitor discharge unit to give them that real oomph. But yeah, they're not controlled through the DCC before anybody asks.
Everyone spotted the TARDIS immediately. Oh my goodness. On the leading car carrier, yep. Yeah,
Daryl Hearn says, managed to grab a Bachmann Deltic prototype yesterday.
They're lovely, aren't they?
They are. Really great model. £120. That is actually a really good price. Although one thing wrong with it, no lights yet. To have to take it apart to check it inside. Yeah, just check for a loose connection. You may find that somebody has been fiddling about and you've just got a dry solder joint.
Oh, I like this. Northeast Siding says, well, they've made steampunk trains, so I wonder if they'll do a Viking train next. Longboat class and Valhalla class. Actually, that would be cool. I would like that. And now they're all talking about Blue Peter measurements. Don Gets Some Model Railway says, if football pitches weren't enough, the next grade up was the size of Wales. Like a kid knows the size of Wales. Yeah. Is that the country or the blue whale?
Yeah, is it the blue whale, sperm whale, or never the when whales? Crossway Point Junction says you should have it in pizza base measurements. They only go up to 16 inches round here, it has to be said. Yeah, Gronkston. Oh right, yeah, Gronkston Model Railway, TARDIS on the flat car. Yeah, Garthian's got it as well. Chris Hale's Heritage Railway. Somerset Andy, big hello to Somerset Andy. Did you see Jeff Marshall's video with request stops last week, where they filmed Max and Paddy hit the road? I didn't. No, I have to say. Somebody's writing in runes.
Yes, that's the Viking classes.
Yeah, Viking trains, definitely. Fraser W, Jenny, Great American Models are a tiny company in NYC and they're going to release a merchant navy. Oh right, that is interesting. You'll have to send some information through.
A few people are now saying as well, it's glad to finally figure out what you're talking about with a Gronk, because you don't see them in the States. What would be the US equivalent of a Gronk?
A switcher.
Don't know.
Possibly a switcher would be the.
Right, I'm going to say I need to get out of this loft now because I'm starting to overheat.
Yeah, well,
so
take the pizza away because I actually did have a pizza. I will grab a couple of pieces of the cheesy garlic bread because it's good.
I will take everything else down.
Yeah.
Okay. The advantage of takeaway pizza, of course, is that we're also having it for breakfast tomorrow and probably lunch as well.
I was going to say the advantage of takeaway pizza is you can take it away.
Yes, hooray! Yeah, everyone's saying it probably is a switcher. Probably a General Electric 75-ton switch equals 1 Gronk. There's a new unit of measurement, a Gronk.
Yes.
I do like the idea of having your own model railway unit of price measurement of a wardle. I think we're going to have to use that. It's like we'll have a demi wardle and a deca wardle.
And how many wardles to the new junction?
Oh.
Right. This means I have to stop stuffing my face now, otherwise it's a long pause.
I'm very sorry, but I need to get out of this room. It's just too hot for me and I'm not feeling well.
I know.
Bye guys, see you later.
Donald Thompson says, in the USA, a Critter or a Plymouth? Yes, a Plymouth. Plymouth makes shunters as well. Yeah, Simon Trains MRS. There's Gronks in the Netherlands. Nederlandse Spoorwagen Class 600. They're also in Victoria. Victoria Railways out in Australia had something similar as well. J Regia 80 says, so about the size of a trackmobile. No, a Gronk is reasonably large. When you stand next to one, they're quite a big boxy thing. I'm trying to think how long they would be. I mean, I guess it's probably about 2. If you've got a big family estate car or a station wagon to the US folks out there, 2 of them back to back probably be about the right length for a Gronk. And they are quite tall. They do fill the loading gauge. They have a 350 brake horsepower engine in them. Well, certainly the English electric Class 8s do. I think the Class 9s do as well. The difference between the Class 8 and the Class 9 is the gearing. So a Class 8 has, I think it's either 15 or 20 miles an hour as its top speed. But a Class 9 can go faster, but it's done through gearing. So it's at the expense of its actual raw pulling power. The reason the Class 9s exist is because they were used, certainly initially, on the southern region of British Railways, and the idea was that they would be able, to clear sections quicker so they wouldn't hog the main line. Right, that's a bit of a flickery camera. At some point we are going to get that changed, so let's change the camera angle. Somerset Andy asks, Jenny, can you give a shout out to my local model shop, East Somerset Models at Cranmore? They're only open Saturdays and Sundays at the moment. Certainly can. So big hello to East Somerset Models at Cranmore and everybody in the East Somerset Models posse. Hello to you. And also actually somebody was asking the other day about me not having been to Arcadia Models in Shore for a very, very long time. Well, I rectified that and I went to Arcadia Models in Shore just last week. Can't remember whether it was Thursday or Friday. And as I always say, Tim has a second-hand table that is priced to sell, so it does not hang around. And I picked up, I'm just going to move it so it's in shot. It wasn't DCC fitted, but I have fitted it very, very easily. This is a Hornby Class 71, and I paid £69 for it. Brand new in box. It has been run, but not especially, so it is pretty much as new. £69 off a second-hand table in a mint box. So it just goes to show that the ever-moving second-hand table at Arcadia Models and Shore is where you can find some great bargains. Also, of course, has a good range of all the other bits and pieces. And I actually got some seafoam. There's a box of seafoam over there, which I purchased from Arcadia Models because it's actually getting quite tough to find seafoam, and it's great for making trees. I did do a video for Hornby magazine. I don't know whether they've put it out yet, but when they do, I'll show you exactly how in that video to turn seafoam into some amazing trees using Warworld Scenics products. And certainly when it goes out, it's pretty good video, even if I say so myself. Right, retired Leo suggests Shunter. Yeah, I mean, a Shunter's kind of a generic catch-all term, but a Shunter, something like a class 7, which I've got behind me, I don't know whether it's just about visible there, they would be a Shunter. Class 3 is a Shunter. But talking about Shunters, other really exciting news, which I can't believe that I've overlooked, is that Helgen, after many years of various people badgering manufacturers to produce a ready-to-run Class 2 Shunter, Helgen have stepped up to the plate, and they are releasing initially in O gauge, but with plans to also release a double O gauge Class 2 Shunter. And I'm really looking forward to that. Now, the Class 2 Shunter, they were, I think there's about 20 built. Only 3 survived long enough to get tops numbers. And strangely enough, I think it was 02003, 02004, and I think it's 02008 were the 3 that got tops numbers. And that suggests that actually at least 8 of them were allocated tops numbers, but only 3 of them lasted long enough to actually get painted up with tops numbers on the side. They did also go on and get used a reasonable amount in industry as well. So it has to be said that I think there's quite a few built specifically for industry, but there are detail differences. The ones that Helgen are doing is the BR ones. Some of those did get sold on into industry, and I think because it would just be too expensive to tool both different versions, it will probably appear in industrial liveries, but you'll just have to ignore a few little detail differences. In the main, I think the industrial ones were diesel electric, whereas the actual BR ones, I think, are diesel hydraulic, or it could be the other way around. Right, how are we doing? Richard Swiderski says Wardle sounds like a duck. Oh my word, interesting point. So I'm just, why is that doing that? So I'm just, sorry, just the cupboard monkey has sent me a message, so I'm just having a good laugh at that. Dongett's Model Railway, the Victoria Railway's F class. Yes, that's absolutely right. Robin Slewer says, I need a good name for my layout. Layout ideas, right? For example, Weir Yard up here north. There's a little tiny fruit fly. And it's like, oh, I'm just going to buzz around your eyes because I've got a death wish. Essentially, everybody has a different way of naming things, but for me, Weir Yard, the name for this, I've talked about this before, but the name for Weir Yard is because I used to live in Durham but work in Newcastle. So every single day I would get the train from Durham up to Newcastle, and of course it goes past Tyne Marshalling Yard, and the area there fascinated me, seeing this sort of decaying rundown area. And I always fancied the idea of building a model of a hump marshalling yard, effectively making the fiddle yard of my model railway scenic, and that was the actual idea. Now, I actually had this idea long before I came up with the idea for Bolton Trinity Street Station, which is what I built out in the garden shed here, and it was really just a space consideration. But when I finally got up into the loft, converted the loft, lined everything out, got power and whatnot up here, I had a lot more space, so I decided to do the hump marshalling yard. But it's not exactly Tyne Marshalling Yard, even though it is heavily influenced by what I saw at Tyne Marshalling Yard. It's not Tees Yard either. So the other major river in the area is the River Weir, and actually flows through the centre of Durham. So I called it Weir Yard. My exhibition layout, which is modelled ostensibly, well, inspired by elements of Trafford Park, I called that Grove Street Yard. And the reason for that was that at the time, the Cupboard Monkey and I were playing a lot of a game called Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And if you've ever played that game, we were playing it on the PlayStation 2. Grove Street is where the main protagonist's house is in that game. And so for me, it was kind of a nod to the game that we were playing a lot. So I called that Grove Street Yard. And then out in the shed, Trinity Road, I called it Trinity Road and not Trinity Street because it was inspired by Trinity Street, but wasn't a proper accurate model of that. So it's kind of just gave you the gist of that station. So I changed it to Trinity Street. My O-gauge layout, I call that somewhere near Ustragunlice, and the reason for that is because my mother's side of the family are from Ustragunlice, and there used to once upon a time be quite a network of lines through that area, so I decided to call that somewhere near Ustragunlice. So you may have seen some pictures of that cropping up with the diamond anthracite and Welsh anthracite wagons, which coincidentally they are reasonably recent releases from Dapol and Lionheart trains. And diamond anthracite, the diamond anthracite mine was under Varteg Mountain near Ustlavera, and my great grandfather on my mother's side, actually my grandmother, my mother's side, worked there as a miner. My great uncle, as in my grandmother's brother, worked there, and most likely other members of the family too. That was the pit that they worked in, so I was really pleased to actually pick up both of those wagons, and I've actually filmed a full box opening and review of those. Really pleased to see them in model form. It was like Dapol listened to me begging them for some Ustlavera, Ustragunlice area themed wagons, and went, there you are, have two of them. You're welcome. So really pleased to pick them up. We've also done the review of the model that Garthian has loaned me, which is the Sutton Locomotive Workshop Class 24. It's actually back in its box at the moment, so I'll show you the box. Sutton Locomotive Works, really impressive box. But I've done a full review of that. Something just made a weird angry buzzing noise. Oh no, it's sorted itself out. That's going to be Wednesday's video, and comparing that with the Bachmann 24-1. So it's going to be Sutton Locomotive Workshop versus Bachmann. Which one's the better value for money? And then also the Steampunk review and my Steampunk build is going to be the Friday video. So there's so much going on actually at the moment. It's really great. Now I've been unfortunately ignoring your comments a little bit here. Oops. Tim Condrup says, I might get the Class 08 red and blue, what you got for Christmas from my mum and dad. That'd be Basra, which I'm presuming that's the Longmore Military Railway Basra, which I've got here, which does actually work. We've isolated the problem with those. So let's just change the camera angle. Just like to change that. So look, Graham Smith Thompson, 08's 20 miles an hour, 09's 30 miles an hour. Brilliant. Thanks for that information. Simon's Trains MRS, Gronk Invasion of the Class 71. Somerset Andy, Jeff, Kerno have some great offers on at the moment. They do actually. I know I tend to highlight the offers that are on at Rails, but I do get a lot of stuff from Kerno as well. And one of the others actually, which is probably one of the best kept secrets now that Holton Model Centre is sadly closed down, is Hereford Model Centre. Now they quite often have some great bargains in as well, so always worth checking them out. Let's have a look. Jay says, Jen, how do you keep the dust down on your layout? I'm thinking about getting one of those little handheld vacuum cleaners. Ah yeah, the dust busters. It's not too bad up here, but yes, occasionally I will run the Hoover over, and the problem you've got is with stuff like static grass. I've not yet had a problem, but essentially what you need is to blow air through it and just kind of shift the loose stuff and hoover that up. But very, very lucky up here. There doesn't seem to be a lot of dust, so it's not too much of a problem. John PW22 asks, does TTS 08 work in the Bachmann 08 or is Hornby better? Now, the Hornby TTS Class 8 chip is a perfect fit into the Hornby Class 8 and Class 9. It's designed to fit in there, so there is space for the speaker, fits in perfectly, works out of the box, no messing about needed. Unfortunately, and I do have this Gronk apart because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it, there simply is no space for the speaker and decoder in a Bachmann Class 8. You would literally have to hack apart the cab to get the speaker in. So it is a testing fit. You can do it. People do fit the Bachmann Class 8s with sound. But I will tell you, it's not for the faint-hearted. And quite frankly, if you want a sound-fitted Class 8, I would go down the Hornby route. Big hello to Cottesmore. TTS will work in the majority of locos, but in an 08 you need to be aware of the space for. Definitely, that's exactly what I said basically. But yeah, TTS, I've actually fitted a number of Bachmann locomotives very successfully with the Hornby TTS chips. So in particular, the Somerset Andy Class 47 has a Hornby TTS sound chip. That works absolutely fine. And the I've got a Bachmann Class 20 with a Hornby TTS sound chip, and that is actually an amazing sound. I cannot recommend the Hornby TTS Class 20 decoder and speaker setup more highly. It really is a good one. What are the Class 37s as well, and I've also got the Bachmann Class 40. I fitted that with a Hornby TTS Class 40 chip. So yeah, the Hornby TTS sound chips work absolutely fine. In Bachmann models, it's just as Cottesmore says, you have to be aware of the space considerations. And yes, Cottesmore, I did see that. My Class 8 is currently the header picture on Model Trains for Novices Facebook group. That's a beautiful model with sound and stay alive. Definitely, and that is a beautiful picture as well. I saw your picture there. I immediately recognised it. It's your characteristic in the shed shot that you've done so many models in, and it just really works so well. Make that model look absolutely amazing. Gwian Reese Daly says GTA San Andreas was good fun when I was younger. I still rank that as being one of my favourite games of all time. It is the game that keeps on giving. Loved playing that game. And in terms of open world games, it was kind of the first that for me just really clicked. Big hello to Paul Hinder. Ben Tullett, the NS Class 600 is the European Gronk. There's actually one up at the Preston Steam Railway. They've got one up there, one of the actual Dutch ones, because they were built at the Dick Care Works, I think, in Preston. So it kind of came home. Bear Lane, Stephen Price, hi to you. Baker's Eye Junction, just got on, loving the Gronks. Thanks very much. I have to say, we did have more Gronks going round, but we had a little bit of an issue. I should put some of these Gronks back on the track, actually. Retired Leo says, I get spider webs. Unfortunately, if you get spiders move in, then that can become a bit of a thing. There is a spider up here somewhere. I do occasionally find some very slender spider webs, but they've not really massively colonised the area. Clive Cobold asks, Jenny, how many Class 8 do you have? Well, I kind of lump together Gronks for me. Class 8, Class 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 I will stick in there as well. But what I've actually got is, I've got lots of Class 8s, one Class 9 and one Class 11. So if we go on to the Class 8s, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 Class 8s, 1 Class 11 and 1 Class 9. So that's 12 Gronks in total. I think that's right. Let me just check around. It's easy to lose track, it must be said. Yeah, there's only one up there that's got a shifted con rod that needs repairing. Unfortunately, some of my Class 8s have seen better days. Yeah, they aesthetically they look fine, but I've kind of worn them out. Absolutely worn them out. Right, but there's a little tiny fruit fly type thing, and it keeps buzzing close to my face. It's really, really annoying. Just a puggle with internet access, also known as Harrison. Hello to you. And don't forget, everybody, don't forget to tickle that like button if you haven't already done so. And also subscribe to the channel, again, if you haven't already done so. We've got lots and lots of great videos already done. I think we're up to nearly 900 videos on the channel. We're one of the most prolific channels on YouTube, it has to be said. We've got some great videos coming up as well. And also don't forget to share us out on social media. Let's see how many people we can get in and hot and on the game in the Monday Club, because of course everybody is always invited and welcome. Beverage of choice tonight is Diet Coke. Ham Shackleton says spiderwebs and dandelion seeds in summer, cat fur in winter. The cat will keep sleeping and having a good scratch on the layout. Has to be said that cats can't get up here because it's up a ladder, so we are protected from cats. Let's have a look. John Nutman says, now I've got my new Class 50, that's my next step of getting the DCC chip and sound. Actually, the Hornby Class 50 TTS sound chip is pretty good. I've got some of those. Robin Slewer says, I'm making the switch to a DCC controller. I did that at the very end of last year, actually. It's not even been 12 months that I have been... No, it must be longer than that. It's about just over 12 months since I started on the DCC route, I guess. And I've now finished converting almost all of my locomotives. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 left to go, and they're ones that need hard wiring and are potentially a little bit tricky. And actually, of those, I'm looking up there. I think there's only one more that is on my hit list to be DCC fitted. So I've managed to get on top of things. It's about 210 DCC fitted locos. Philip Pye, hi to you. Crossways Point Junction. I've got a Hornby 9F Britannia with Hornby TTS sound that sounds amazing, with an iPhone mega bass speaker. Ah yes, of course, Simon's Trains Amorous, the Ribble Steam Railway. I'm thinking of Preston Steam Railway. It's actually the Ribble Steam Railway. Just a puggle with internet access, aka Harrison. I recently got a Hornby 08 and a nuclear flask wagon with a brake van. Yeah, I mean, you can run some really great, prototypically correct short trains with stuff like that, so it is really good. Graham Smith Thompson says Rocco used to do an 8-show Dutch Gronk. Yeah, and actually, funny enough, when I was at Arcadia Models on Thursday, Friday last week, he's got one on his second-hand table, quite cheap, and it is in mint condition. So if that's something you're after, drop a line to Tim at Arcadia Models. I haven't got that. I'm in fruit fly. I'd love to know where are they coming from. Carter Small says, thanks, I love the shed shots. You should wait to see Project H starting soon. Winky face, boards arrive Wednesday. Well, funnily enough, I've got to go to Hatton's this week on some other business. And what I want to do is pick up some 009 track, because I want to start building my 009 project layout. The only problem I've got is that all I've got is 5 items of rolling stock and no locomotives. I don't even have an N-gauge locomotive to be able to test it. So what I might try and do is see if I can pick up a dirt cheap N-gauge locomotive just to be able to test the layout. But I want to start building that Festiniog themed thing, and that's going to be my next layout building project, and we will feature that in videos. John Nutman says, I think this is reference to the number of Gronks. More than me, LOL, I have one green one. I like Gronks, I have to say. 57305 Northern Princess, the Gronk I'm looking forward to is the Hornby 08 with the flag of Kernow plastered on the sides. Yes, definitely. Kernow, of course, is the Cornish word for Cornwall, I believe. Just in case anybody's wondering what Kernow actually means. Oh, the Gronk I was going to put the other Gronks with is now on the other side of the layout, which is a bit annoying, because I was going to put those Gronks with it. So don't forget as well, share the stream with the hashtag Gronkfest 2020 as well, and also hashtag Jenny Monday Club too. Right. Hi, Kent. Jenny, give the fruit fly to the spider and you'll have a new friend. Well, you know, to be honest, the spider's going to have to work for it. Michael Pollitt. Hi, Jenny. Why do they fit traction tyres? Real pain. Just had a Thurn Trains Challenger tyres replaced at Arcadia Models by Trevor, also from Bolton. Had to take the motion off the 5 axles to fit them. Traction tyres were they've been a thing for a long time. I remember Hornby 00 Class 20s had 2 traction tyres on, and it was about giving them extra grip. Of course, modern locomotives just don't need it, and I think traction tyres tended to introduce more problems than they solved, so I really don't know why manufacturers would continue to use them. Donegal Dad, hi to you. Hi Jenny and Zoe and everyone. A bit later, but the pub's just opened here after 6 months, so popped in for a quick pint. Yeah, I can imagine that that is definitely going to have quite a pull. Here in Bolton, we've had exactly the opposite. Everything's just being shut down. Ham Shackleton says, cats can climb ladders. Some cats can. Years ago, I had a loft layout, and the cats often joined me up the round rung ladder. Wow. Ham Shackleton said, one evening we couldn't find them when locking up. They were in a box in the loft. Yeah, cats do that. They find a box and fall asleep in it. Don Gits Model Railway says, Engage Gronk. It'd basically be what I can get cheap. Melchester Model Railway, I've been waiting months for 009 points. Now, I believe that Hattons currently have them in stock. Certainly they did when I quickly checked. And let's get some more Gronks going over there. Come here, you. So, I'm going to add another Gronk there. And let's have a Gronk at the back as well. So there we go. There's 3 Gronks now on that train. So, yeah, so 2 Class 8s at the front and the Class 11 at the back. So there we go. Oh, excuse me. Moreland Model Railway Andy, hi to you. Retired Elio, is your loft insulated for the winter? Yes. And what you've got to remember is that good insulation also works in the summer to keep it, excuse me, cool. So what we actually have here is a 4-inch thick layer of, I think the trade name Cellotex. I also heard it referred to as Ecotherm, and that's foil backed top and bottom. And the reason I went for the foil backed was twofold. One, it gives you really good reflection of heat in the summer from the sun, but also reflects into the room. But also I wanted that metal layer because it's a slate roof, and what I don't want is an occasional spark from the chimney if it were to get under the tiles. I like the idea of having that metallic layer just as an extra level of protection. Underneath that is a 1-inch thick jab light laid over, and I've also got some tape over the joins as well, and then it's lined on the inside with a thin plywood. I think it's 6mm plywood on the inside, so it is actually quite well insulated up here. Also remembered to insulate right down under the eaves. I made sure of doing that. And the wall between us and next door, it is a brick fire break wall behind there, but that has been insulated with a 1-inch thick layer of solid jab light insulation, and then that has been panelled over the top with 6mm plywood as well. So it's pretty well insulated. The floor too has a 1-inch layer of solid jab light insulation underneath plywood. And underneath all that is the original floorboards as well, and underneath those floorboards is rock wool, so there is a lot of insulation knocking about. Let's have a look. Oh my word, sorry, so I've just noticed Alf Crisp says hi and has very generously donated £9.99 on Super Chat. Thank you very much for that. That is incredibly generous of you. And one of the things actually, it was on Rails of Sheffield, but if you look around, you probably find some good bargains elsewhere as well. So if you're looking for a Gronk to add to your Gronk Fest in 00, there is the Bachmann Rail Freight Distribution Class 8 is currently in the sale at Rails of Sheffield. I don't have a link for you at the moment, but I did spot that and I was ever so tempted because it is a livery that I don't have. And Gronks, I lose track of how many different liveries that Gronks have worn, but it's an awful lot. And when you think here, I have got Longmoor Military Railway blue and red, Intercity executive livery, faded weathered BR Rail blue with tops numbers. I've got unfaded rail blue with tops numbers. I've got Express Parcels livery. I've got Felixstowe Docks livery. BR Green Lake Crest livery. What else? I've also got Engineers Grey, like a two-tone grey livery. I've got a Class 8 in that, and I've got a Class 9 as well in those liveries. So they're the liveries that I have got, but there are so many other liveries that the Gronks have worn. It is just quite incredible. Simon Trains MRS says, looking forward to the Festiniog railway theme layout. Is there a name for it yet? No real name. I'll probably think about that afterwards. I've got some of the materials, and actually the Cupboard Monkey's 40th birthday. Yes, it's been her 40th birthday yesterday. Her birthday cake came in a huge polystyrene box. It came via a courier from a proper bakery. This was sent as a present to her. And that box, I was looking at it and thinking, I'm having you. You're going to be the basis of the hillside. So I'm going to recycle that into the layout because it's incredibly light but very strong. Leslie Gilpin says, didn't someone mention Rails or somebody were offering 009 locos on offer? Yes, the Helgen, is it the 262, not the lid, the other one. They are offering them, I think they're about £139. They're not like super duper cheap. One thing I will warn you about them is that they are notorious for being very unforgiving on going round corners, so you need very generous corners, and that defeats the object of my minimum space Festiniog railway build. Now I'm going to use, if I can get hold of it, the Pico Set Track 009 track and use that for my minimum radius on the curves. If not, I'm going to have to lay it using the Flexi track, but that's the actual curvature that I'm going to keep that layout to. So hopefully, when I did check yesterday, Hatton's had full stock of 009 Flexi track and also quite a few of the 009 points. Hopefully that will still be the case when I think it's probably Wednesday when I'll be going there. But let's have a look. Codismore says, I've had to go to Footplate Models to get my concrete code 75 for Project H. No one else has concrete code 75 in stock, I know. Yeah, I talked with Stephen Haynes of Pico about this and asking if there was a problem with production. And what he said is that production is back up and running, but due to social distancing and also the backlog of orders, they're not able to make it as fast as they were able to pre-COVID. And because everywhere's sold out, there's a lot of backlog of orders. So it is, being made, but demand is outstripping supply. So it's simply a case of looking around. And I could have kicked myself, actually. When I was at Arcadia Models, I forgot to ask him if he had any, so I couldn't tell you whether Arcadia Models has actually got any of the track in stock. But certainly when I checked, Hatton's did have a lot of track listed as in stock. George says, hi folks, bit late to the show again. I hope I've not missed any big news or anything. Rule 1 Model Railways, hashtag GronkFest 2020. Do share that tag on social media and share the stream as well with that hashtag. Hashtag GronkFest 2020 and hashtag Jenny Monday Club. let's have a look. In terms of other news, we've delved into the Bassett Loke Steampunk range from Hornby. So we've talked a bit about that. There is a full video on that coming up on Friday. And I also showed you my own personal build. So this is Earl Grey's, what did I call it? Earl Grey's Whalebone Sharabonk. And this is my contribution to getting into the vibe of the Hornby Bassett Loke Steampunk range. It's actually all finished. It's still a little bit tacky, but the dry brushing with what I've used is Humbrol Enamel number 53, which I think is gunmetal silver, really does bring this alive, I have to say. So really pleased with that. And I made that in, it's probably an hour and a half of actually getting the Bassett Loke Steampunk range. I was inspired to throw together my own. And I wouldn't say that mine's as good as the ones that Laurie Calvert designed. They are rather different, but I think it complements. And certainly, if you want to delve into the world of Bassett Loke Steampunk, it is a great way of letting your imagination run riot. Other news is also that Helgen are doing the Class 02. Initially an O gauge, a number of different liveries. The two which really tickle my fancy is 02003 and 02004. One of them is weathered, one of them is not weathered, but also a number of other liveries, both industrial and BR. And the plan is to subsequently do that in 00, which I will definitely be trying to get hold of. 02003, 02004 and 02008, I think, was the other tops numbered version. Also, other news is we're looking at, I think from memory, Q1 2021. It's now official for the Oxford Rail J27. This is due to the COVID delays, and they said that rather than rush it out, they want to make sure that the identified tweaks that need doing are done right. So they're looking at a Q1 2021 delivery date for that. Right. Mark Rice says, "Hi Jen, have you seen class first 10,000 and 10,001? Will someone make it?" I believe that somebody is making those. I've got a feeling that might be a commission with Kernow Model Centre. I'm not sure about that. Big hello to Wiven Model Railway. I think it's jumped because it's saying Alf Crisp $9.99 donation again. I think it's jumped backwards, so I'm assuming that that's one that I've already read out. J94, big hi to you. Happy belated birthday, Zoe. Yeah, Zoe's, aka the Cupboard Monkeys, 40th birthday party would have been yesterday if we weren't under lockdown. So she had a quiet day in playing computer games, which you may say, well, isn't that exactly the same as the Cupboard Monkeys' normal day? She'll come running in a moment. Go, oh, that's a slanderous lie. I didn't spend all day in bed playing computer games. I did get up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon briefly to go and get a sandwich. But we are going to have a proper all singing all dancing birthday for the Cupboard Monkey, and actually also for me, because I didn't get a proper birthday either back in March. Big hello to Kelly Ashford, just seeing your comment there. Welcome onto the stream, good to see you. Trains everywhere, hi to you. Shanghai 264359. Not all retailers are highlighting the curve limitations of those Helgen 009 locos. Yeah, it's just the locos themselves are amazing quality, so I've heard, but just be advised that they do need quite generous curves. Kelly Ashford, I have finally noticed you. I just am really behind on the comments, I have to say. Ben Tullett, I hope to be getting some 009 gauge track now. Possibly might start with the starter set and expand from there. Warrington Train Spotter 2778, good evening to you. Jeff Unsworth, hi to you. Kelly Ashford says, Shunters don't take passengers for a ride. They do at preserved lines from time to time, it has to be said. Yep, North End Sidings Model Railway said just that. Yeah, they do on many heritage railways. Garthian and Leslie Gilpin also said the same. Garthian says Bachmann have made both of the LMS twins in the past and have Daypole. I believe they did them as a special commission for Hattons, and Bachmann did release them to the main range. Simon Trains MR says KR models are showing the samples of the Fell locomotive. Interesting, really impressed by that. I must admit, I rather jokingly said to Helgen last year, I said, so I suppose I need to make the obligatory when are you going to make the Fell locomotive comment. And he says, oh, somebody's already doing it. And that was, I think, last year at, I was at Worley, I think it was. Let's have some train noise. There we are, I had some train noise whilst I was scoffing some pizza. So we've got two sound fitted Hornby Class 8. They both actually got the Hornby TTS sound chip. I do quite like them, they do work very well in the Class 8. So they will get a bit boring after a while. This is the thing with sound chips for me. I don't tend to do a lot of shunting. I guess if you're doing shunting, stop, start and stuff, you can really get a lot out of them. But I don't tend to operate model railways like that. So for me, the sound gets very repetitive very, very quickly. Mark Holt says, I normally go abroad on my birthday. The plan this year is 2 days on the Xbox. That sounds like the Cupboard Monkeys kind of plan. Stephen Senior, good hello to you. Good evening to you. Crossways Point Junction, good evening. Warrington Train Spotters. Leslie Gilpin, which version of the Fell loco though? Oh my word, yes of course. It did get rebuilt a couple of times. Flymo Chairman 1 says, I can remember a Class 8 rescuing our failed 25, Class 25, when I was a lad. Paul Hinder, D2853 by Barrow Hill Engine Shed, D2854 by Heritage Shunters Trust, D2858 at Midland Railway, Butterley, D2860 at National Railway Museum. Yes, surviving Class 2 Shunters. Paul Hinder also adds D2866 by Heritage Shunters Trust, D2867 Diane at Battlefield Line Railway, and D2868 Barrow Hill Engine Shed. North End Sidings Model Railway, get that pizza down your neck. Certainly will. Route 7 Railway, hi Jen and Monkey. Hello everyone. Hi to you. Let's have a look. Yeah, Ham Shackleton, that's absolutely right. Preston Dock Railway only has shunters unless something bigger visits. Warrington Train Spotter 2778. I'll show you, talking to somebody else. Somerset Andy's had to pop off, so I'm probably a bit late. He's probably already gone, but thanks for joining us. John Nutman says, that's not a bad price for a Class 80 for a Colonel model. Crossways Point Junction, I'm staying very safe. Lucky I'm not in Bolton, I'm in Wigan. I must admit, it's really strange. I'm told that Bolton has the highest incidence of COVID in the UK, or certainly it did. But it's weird because I personally have not seen any sign of that. It's just like business as usual to some extent. I don't know anybody in Bolton that's been struck down by the COVID cuties, so we're just staying safe, staying careful. Dongit's Model Railway asks, has anyone done a sound chip for HS4000 Kestrel? I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that would be similar to what either a Class 42 or why did that have the Maybach engine? So that'd be either a Class 42 or a 52. John Slade, I would not have train sounds. Listen to Tina Turner when modelling. Yeah, because it's simply the best. Well, let's turn that off because that does get repetitive. Let's find the other Class 8 with sound and turn that off. Weird. It's got two different horns, the Class 8. In Central, what the best diesel sound? Certainly, we're doing all Gronks running all the time tonight. So, for some reason, I keep picking angles where there's no trains running. I think there's one coming into shot now, though. North End sidings, excuse me, model railway. Haha, jolly good then. John Nutman says, Jenny, I think I might get one. LOL, hope my dad's not watching. Leslie Gilpin said, hey, that's not a Gronk on the flyover. No, but the one behind it is. I'm going to move that over there. So, actually, let's get another Gronk going on here. So, this is the... what was that? Felix Stowe Docks. That was a Backman Collectors Club special edition some while ago. I'm putting that back on. Slowly putting these Gronks back on. Kelly Ashford says, okay, Shunter sounds are good, but steamy sounds are much nicer than that. Well, yeah, swings, horses for courses, I believe is the expression. Model Railway Noob had a great trip on the Great Central Railway last Saturday. I've just fitted my first sound decoders. Well done. And they are good fun. Don't let me knock them. I am a fan in moderation, just can't really leave them running. North End Sidings Model Railway says best diesel sound has to be either 37 or of course the Napier Deltic. I would say actually the Deltic sounds amazing. Although Dongit's Model Railway says the V16 Sulzer. North End Sidings Model Railway Class 66 sounds like a washing machine. It has a sort of like a ying, 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 ying sort of noise from what I remember. Simon Trains MRS says the HS4000 Kestrel had a Sulzer engine, I think. Not massively familiar with it. I'm just trying to think what somewhere down here waiting to be reviewed is, oh look, a blue Helgen box. What is this? No, this is Falcon. So this is the Class 53, which would have sounded like a Class 47? Was this the test bed for the Class 47s, or was it the Class 50s? I know the Class 53 was what kind of got, or was that was it a dead end in terms of technology? I can't remember, you know. John Nutman says it's the BR1 Class 08 D3881. I don't actually have that. I've got D3509 and D4192 are my two BR green ones. Sam M. I stopped off at my local Morrison's. Other supermarkets are available on my way home from work. Amazon, other online retailers are available, and folk have started to panic buy again. Oh, is all the bog roll gone again? Somebody somewhere's got a house full of bog roll from last time, so you would have thought that actually they'd be like, oh, I don't need any more. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can't predict stupid, can you? Right. We're getting close to when we're going to show some of your model railways. So at some point I'm guessing that the cupboard monkey will come clumbering back in to be able to set this off and to queue them up. I know I've had one sent to my personal email account by somebody, and then I think the rest did find their way through to the zoe@zoerobinson.com email account, and there's some which won't be a Gronk theme, but we tried to kind of build on the hashtag Gronkfest 2020 theme, and I'm really looking forward actually to what you guys have sent on in. Crossways Point Junction says there was two. One was called the Falcon and one was called the Castro. I've seen them both when I was a little boy on my way to school. Oh, interesting. Falcon and Kestrel. They're not the same type of locomotive. One was Hawker Siddeley, and the other one, I have a feeling, was it English Electric? The Kestrel was Hawker Siddeley. This one, I am sure, is English Electric because it's named Falcon after Falcon Works at Loughborough. So that will come in. It actually belongs to Les Cliff, aka Not Lobia, and I've got it here because I was sorting it out for him, and also I need to do a review on it. Right, beverage of choice tonight: Diet Coke. Don't forget to tickle the like button and share the stream as well on social media. Let everybody know that they are absolutely welcome. Right, Leslie Gilpin, Brush built Falcon, or am I wrong? Yeah, Falcon is built by Brush. Kestrel was built by Hawker Siddeley. Dongett's Model Railway Class 53 Falcon was a diesel-electric version of a Western, used the same Maybach MD655 engines. Right, so I'm guessing that sound chip-wise, that would be very similar to a Class 52. And yes, Simon Trains MRS confirms the Falcon was built by Brush Traction. Michael Pollitt, hi Jenny, when I was a kid I lived opposite Newton Heath MPD, 24 road through shed, originally the biggest shed on the Lancashire Yorkshire Railway, 2 turntables, Cenotaph coaling tower. What a project to model. Yeah, definitely. I think there's some really interesting places like loco sheds that would be great to model. North End Sidings Model Railway, Yorkshire Tea, aho. Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't... Are there other teas? I'm not aware of them. John Slater's, I save all my till receipts to use on scenery. James Petts, goodness me, Jennifer, is not half an hour behind on the chat? No, I've managed to get up to date, and like I always say, if I've managed to miss out any of your questions, I'm not trying to miss them out. It's just simply a case of, you know, ask them again. Let's have a look. Leslie Dickinson says, yes, Kestrel had a Sulzer engine. I remember seeing it at Finsbury Park Depot back in the mists of time. I've ended up, like, for some reason it's jumped back a bit. Leslie Gilpin, Newton Heath Loco Shed had enough staff to start a football club, now known as Manchester United. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Graham MCK, Yorkshire Tea, Cat's Pee, Tetley man here. Model Railway Noob, my friend's dad worked at Brush and used to lend us an industrial strobe for our parties in the early 80s. I have to say, health and safety didn't used to be a thing. I can remember when health and safety didn't exist. And you know what? We all survived, but I don't think they'd lend you a strobe now. It's like, oh, you could have somebody's eye out with that. Right. The Cupboard Monkey is calling from somewhere. We are going to be doing the Class 8 themed, hopefully, videos. We're going to be taking a look at some of your model railways, and for some reason I keep picking angles where there's no train action. Right, let's put another Gronk. Which for some reason that one runs in the opposite direction to all the others. There we go, we've got 5 Gronks on there now, so we're nearly back to what we had before. So it's all Gronks all the time on hashtag Gronkfest 2020, hashtag Jenny Monday Club. Stephen Cameron says, sorry guys, misspelled that one, I must be getting old. Sam M, I only wanted 600 toilet rolls. Folk are mad, you just gotta laugh. Kelly Ashford says, in real life, King Edward I is allowed to run at 60 miles per hour. Jenny should allow her Model King engine to do the same. If a Stevie goes at a snail's pace too long, its motor overheats and blows up. No, it wouldn't. I have to say, a steam engine... a steam engine is just a piston, sets of pistons. You're letting steam in, and then they would get no hotter or cooler depending on the speed they're running at. It doesn't really make any difference. But right, we're going to turn now to some of your model railways, and I'm just going to let the Cupboard Monkey know. There's one email came through into my emails that has a YouTube link.
Okay.
And I'm guessing the rest have been sent to you. So
I do have a fair few, but I want to show you first what I've been working on.
Yeah, I've got to remember which button I need to press when we need to get the internet up. I can't, because you haven't done the little JPEGs on this Stream Deck.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember which is the button.
Oh, I'm just going to leave it on that, and I believe it's this one.
No, it's not, because that is the
roving cam.
Yeah. Woo! Fingers. I think it's this one down here. Or is it that one? You've crashed it.
I kind of crashed it.
I don't believe the cupboard monkey has crashed the streaming thing. It's you have just whoa! It's gone weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone on.
See, it's just like flicking lights around. And
Okay, you just pressed a button. There you are.
Right, so it's that one. You basically confused it. Ooh.
Okay, well, don't press them too quick then. It's your fault. You did it.
No, it's
you did it. You did it.
Fault.
It's your fault.
Right. Don't get to Model Railway. Class 53 Falcon was... Oh, it's flicked back for some reason. Right.
You're not very good at this technology thing, are you?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Oh, okay. While you're doing that, I'm just quickly bringing up all of the emails so that I can run the stuff. Everything has gone slow. That's its problem.
Yeah. Oh, John PW22 Blackstone Class 10. Anyone? Funnily enough, actually, Helgen, I think with Kernow Model Centre, are currently proposing to do the Class 11 and the Class 12, an actual proper bespoke model of both of those, which would actually leave the Class 10 and I suppose technically the Class 13, the only Gronks left to appear in model form, ready to run. But are we ready to show this? Shall I press the button?
Yeah.
I have pressed the button. So
here we are.
This is the. Is this going on a T-shirt?
It'll go on a T-shirt, but I made it especially for today.
So we're gonna have. It's not ready yet, but we're going.
I don't know why it's doing this for me. It's supposed to say Gronk it up. It's supposed to be bigger than what it is on the screen, and then when I pressed the button to zoom in, it just decided that it wasn't going to let me move it around. So there we are.
So there we are. I don't know what is going wrong on this.
Gmail doesn't like me tonight. Basically, I'm trying to make a nice Gronk.
So this is going to be on what, T-shirts?
Yeah, I'll make it as maybe a mouse mat or something as well if we can.
Actually, I think a mouse mat would look nice.
I just think it's a nice idea. Right, can you come back off the picture a moment?
Yeah, certainly can. So I'm going to press the magic button.
So I hope people like that, and if you don't, that's fine as well.
Southern Train Girl asks, Jenny, would you ever consider a HST for Weir Yard? I have to say, I'm slowly getting round to the idea. I quite like the idea of one in Intercity Swallow livery, or potentially the original blue and yellow.
Okay, we have 11 for the Monday Club. My goodness.
Wow, so we're going to have to kick off, and there's one in my emails as well.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to start with Colin Bernacle from last week, because we didn't get to his.
Right, okay, we shall do that. Oh, Richard Swiderski suggests fridge magnets.
Oh, that would be nice if I could do it.
Right. Simon Trains MRS says, here's my checkbook. Write down any figure and I'd buy it. Melchester Model Railway likes that as well. So let's have a look.
Okay, this channel is Going to the Dogs, and it's just a running session, 23rd of August 2020.
Oh, this looks nice. Right, so shall I...
Does look nice. Jump over.
So we're moving over, and have you... Right, I'm actually liking the ballasting.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Oh, yes, the Pullmans with lights. Really like that. And, of course, we've got the Gronk in the foreground, 09012.
Well, it is a Gronk fest.
That's Dick Hardy. And we've got that same model going around with the car flats on
My
this
goodness, it's in two places at once.
Yeah, and I like your Class 50, I'm assuming that is, in the Network Southeast livery.
Everyone's saying beer mats, Gronk in the foreground.
Yes, beer mats.
Yeah, that would be nice if we could do
Naive
a beer
Gage
mat.
says, take my money. Hey, right. John Slater's cutting mat. I'm not sure whether we can get those made.
I don't know. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Is that the end of the video, or is there more?
I believe there is more.
There we are.
It's a nice fixed camera running session. I'm liking the depth of this. I can see that he's got
I like the mixed air brake train.
Whoa! What was the material on that?
Logs. It was I'm trying to remember what They're the VDA converts to the OTA, the timber carriers. I got there in the end.
Was that some kind of code?
Very much. Just a puggle with internet access, aka Harrison says, more Gronks! Daryl Hearn says, class 33.
I enjoyed that. That was a good one.
Naive Gauge Bullhead Track. Actually, the sleeper spacing does look very accurate on that. That's pretty nice. So, right.
No, I've jumped
you've already
over.
done it. Right.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Colin. That was from last week, and I said we'd do them first, so we did them first. Okay, we've got one from Tim Condrup, so let's have a quick jump to this. Do you want to bring up the thing? I don't know what it's called because it hasn't. YouTube hasn't decided to do it. Wow, it's going slow today. It really doesn't like me, does it? Class 8 shunting around coaches and wagons. Here we go. I like the colours that he uses on this one. It's brighter colours. So, which one is this?
Is that 08011? Something like that. Havisham? It rings a bell. I think it was in the Bachmann catalogue a couple of years ago. Really nice livery. I think it was repainted into that livery to celebrate the fact that at that point it became the oldest working locomotive on British Railways.
Wow.
And there's a derailment, so it's not just me who gets the derailment.
You get a lot of derailments because you're not paying attention. You're always talking.
True.
You're always talking about how Gronks are my thing and you prefer others. I may be making this up just to annoy you.
Just be a bit of a meanie.
An eeny meeny.
Miney mo.
Is that Postman Pat? Hang on, I want to jump back. Is that Postman Pat in the background?
Yes, it is.
With his black and white cat?
Early in the morning.
Excellent. That's great news. I like Postman Pat.
Just a bugger with internet access, aka Harrison says, oh my gosh, there's more Gronks. Jeff Unsworth says, nice Matthew, spoilt for choice with O-gauge locos these days.
Actually,
J.
that's
Paul
a good
Anderson,
point. There do seem to be an awful lot more O-gauge things, and they're cheaper as well.
Yeah. J. Paul Anderson, great to have you aboard as well. Don't forget, everybody, tickle that like button. Share the stream on social media as well. Let people know that we are having hashtag Gronkfest 2020.
Yeah, Gronkfest. It's where all the cool stuff is.
Kelly Ashford says, Sam's trains has suffered derailments. Well, yes, he runs his trains on the carpet.
Yeah, I suppose you're going. When you have something that's not a flat surface, it's going to get a derailment, isn't it?
Yeah. James Pett says, I approve of Postman Pat. I used to love watching that as a kid. Always made me laugh for some reason when it said, and letters through your door. I just had this mental image of like pushing it through the cracks in the wood, and it's like no, where are these letters coming from? I still to this day I have no idea what I was on.
The way you said it there, it's a picture to me. Lettuce through your door. It's like someone just chucks a lettuce through your door.
Letters.
Lettuce for you.
Anyway, come on. Let's have some more. We're starting to lose bandwidth here.
Are we? Oh my
goodness. It's going very jerky on the
yeah.
Okay. Naive Gauge, not entirely true. Said talking does not cause derailments. Dodgy track lane causes derailments. Theoretically that is the case, but the reality is that things sometimes do it just because they can. And
also, when you're talking, you're not paying attention, therefore it tries to grab attention by derailing. It really doesn't like loading up today.
Alright, Sam M says, I got blocked for 300 seconds for making a joke about a pizza. Really? Jenny Zoe, thank that mod for the thumbs down and an unsubscription. I have to say, I did not do anything there, so if you're unsubscribing for me because of that, I'm really sorry about that, but that's nothing to do with me. And I do keep urging the mods to take a chilled out approach.
I can't say I saw that.
I didn't see that.
No, neither did I. So this is Ailsmead talking about how he did his weathering. Right.
But we haven't got the sound.
We haven't got the sound. So what I'm going to do, actually, Ailsmead, the weathering that you do is amazing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the link for this and put it into the chat.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I think everyone can benefit from that. But
yeah,
seriously, I think you should talk to him about this and maybe get him on the channel.
Because I love the weathered track as well.
He does a great job.
It's brilliant. But certainly weathering is a bit of a black art for a lot of people.
especially when you're doing sooty weather.
Yeah. Simon Trains MRS says the derailment happens because they know they are on camera. Yeah, very much. Going to the Dog says, thanks ladies for playing my video. If anyone is interested, go to my YouTube channel, Going to the Dogs, and that's all one word with 2 as the number 2. So we've just posted a link to that in the chat as well, and that looks to be well worth going and taking a look at.
Absolutely.
Jay says, strange that I got a message when I first joined the stream tonight informing me I had blocked one of the mods, but don't recall blocking any Monday Club mods. I don't ask me how it works.
Google is a dark art.
Google is weird, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of mods on the channel, and really it's a case of, I do keep saying to the mods, take a chilled, laid-back approach. I'm quite happy with letting a lot of things slide, as long as it's not just outright rude, or spam or anything like that, or personal attacks, then just I'm quite happy to let things fly. What's happened?
I want to check whether this is actually coming up. So this one, I've completely forgotten his name, but Western Parkway Automation Showcase. So it's not a Gronk, we're being a rebel here.
This, it has come up.
Excellent, because I can't remember which one.
There's actually some impressive layout. I'm presuming that's N-gauge, but I love the sweeping curves.
Yeah. If it's not N-gauge, that's an enormous room.
Yeah. No,
and also an enormous bottle of glue.
I think it's N-gauge.
So it's...
So this would basically be that I presume the trains are waiting for each other. So essentially you can just sit back and let it run.
That's the kind of thing I want to do when I eventually have time to do my underground layout.
Yeah, and also I must at this point, I've just remembered, somebody sent me some automation units, but they're DC, not DCC. So I do need to reply to them actually, because they have arrived, but I'm not able to use them on Weir Yard, but they will come in useful for Zoe's underground project.
You couldn't even do it on Grove Street, could you?
No.
Not big enough. So we will use it on the underground one. I think that will make a very nice little turn it on and go and do something else, and then people can watch it kind of layout. Automation is the future for people that are lazy like me. Very much.
Crossways Point Junction says, I've done a lot of sessions, and then when I turn the camera on to do the filming, the derailing starts. We can sympathise with that. It always seems...
You used to swear like a trooper when we were trying to film.
But never in the videos, as far as you guys are concerned. I have a really sweet mouth that does not ever say potty words.
Yeah, it's just... it's almost inevitable. You will end up with that.
I must admit, I never realised that Dick Strawbridge swears like a trooper, but of course, when you're off camera, he was in the military, he knows a few words.
Yeah, I used to work with some people that had to be trained not to swear because they've been in the military.
Simon Trains MRS, thank you ever so much. Very generous donation of £5 on the super chat. And he says, just to say thanks for hashtag Gronkfest 2020. You are absolutely welcome.
Oh my
Thank
goodness.
You ever so much. That is... Ooh.
Melchester Model Railway. The Jenny Monday Club Gronkfest. He's made a special video for us.
Oh wow, this is brilliant. I'm looking forward to
this. I
this.
love the feel of those buttons.
Anyway, if you get some pictures on there, it'll make it a lot easier as well. Oh, that is...
Gronkety Gronk, Gronkety Gronk.
That's one of the Hornby ones, and that is a lovely weathering job on that. So what number have we got there? D3511. Oh, I've got 3509. So that is nice.
Yeah,
again, I like static grass and the ballasting as well.
And the depth of that, layout.
Look at the lights.
But look at the depth. That's amazing.
And
that's
you know
a full run.
You've got that Class 8 to run really well. Oh, and this is one of the Ruston 48DSs. Yeah, the Queen Anne. Oh, I do need to get myself one of those, it has to be said. I did a review one.
That's got an interesting livery.
Yeah, oh, I like this. Oh, Gronk now departs to collect some very special guests for the
I am nicking that camera style.
What, where it's...
Where it's following the train. Well, leading the loco. That's an amazing shot. That's
the
brilliant.
The dipole signals, isn't it? I must get some of those. Yeah.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
See, again, this is what I kept talking about. The reason that we do the the virtual model railway exhibition, you get so many different views and different techniques we can all learn.
Ooh,
well, that is lovely.
Graham MCK as well. Very generous donation of £5.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you ever so much for that. That is incredibly generous of you.
I have really enjoyed that. That is cool.
Naive Gauge asks, I just sold something on eBay and then had it immediately cancelled. Do I still have to pay eBay PayPal fees? No, if the transaction's cancelled, you shouldn't. You should be able to relist it for free, effectively, because you've been messed around by somebody else.
Who would do that?
Oh, you get some real time wasters. Oh
my goodness!
Little clockwork Thomas the Tank Engines.
That's amazing. Here comes the Gronk.
This has been really well put together. I am very, very impressed here. And quickly shunts them to form a train. Oh, wow.
Whoa, that's super speed. That is so cute. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my
goodness. They fit really
goodness.
well on those.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
really enjoying. We're off to the Monday Club. Oh wow. This is amazing. Oh, thank you ever so much. There's such there is so much effort being put into this video. This is absolutely amazing.
Oh, look at, they're all so happy to be coming to the Monday Club.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Harvey's got a winch on his back. Interesting. I don't remember him from when I used to watch it.
Which one, sorry?
He had a winch on his back, Harvey.
Yeah, some of these, like Murdoch as well, and Spencer. I happen to know it's called Spencer, but these post-date my, and that's Emily. Yeah, they all post-date my time of reading Thomas the Tank Engine.
Wow.
Bill and Ben were definitely in. And, oh, that's Mavis. Yeah, Mavis. No idea what that one is.
Diesel 10? You didn't get a name? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love the production values on this. This is really good.
It's so well done.
Oh,
look at the levels. It's such a good layout.
This is great. And I just feel so honoured he's put together a proper Monday Club themed episode. We're going to have to share this on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you, as my technical support guru, I'll let you do that.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Oh wow. I'm really impressed. It's rendered me speechless. I'm just so impressed of the amount of effort you've put into this. This is great. Absolutely great. Oh.
That is so well done. And that layout is just beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really impressed.
I didn't even know you could get these clockwork Thomas ones.
I have seen them around.
Yeah.
But that's the full set, I think. Oh, and there's the...
It's Topham Hatt, wasn't it?
Yeah, Silly Engines. It's only... Well, he was always called the Fat Controller.
He was when I watched it, yeah.
They rebranded him as Sir Topham Hatt. So, thank you ever so much. You need to post
that
that
was
out on the Facebook page.
So good.
Thank you ever so much. So, it was... which channel was that?
That was Melchester.
Melchester Model Railways. Thank you ever so much. That was such a great video. Yeah, Crossways Point Junction says they've made that especially for you, Jenny. Very good. I know, it is really great. I am so impressed. Thank you. Bakersard Junction says, according to my mate, I've been mentioned in the last 20 minutes. Ah, were your ears burning? What? So there you are. You've been mentioned again. Kelly Ashford says, I love those Thomas toys. They are nice, actually. It's Swindon 1969 says that's a cracking layout. Also, Flymachem1, thanks for posting Guion's video. I think it was you mentioned the Dapol Class 8 review. James Pett says that chap has an impressive roof. Yes, there was some great structural, architectural orgasms going on there.
What?
And can you post that to the Facebook page as
I
well?
will.
Yeah,
I certainly
think we
will.
need to share that. That was
just
a great video.
Oh, that was good. I'll post it after we've finished.
So, Carthian says TARDIS in the front, Wagon behind the Intercity livery 08 is lying down.
Yep, I hit him.
It's been there for ages, I must admit. So, I'm trying to think. So, I think he's going to be knocking about up here. So I'm going to hide him in plain sight.
My goodness. They're putting so much effort in there, Jen. Okay, next up we have Shanghai 264359.
And he's made a special one
yes,
as well.
with a Gronk Fest.
Right, so if you bring that full screen, and then I shall press the button.
Go for it. Here we go.
Oh, wow. So
Starring Hornby Green Gronk.
Number 13363. Ah, so this would be early logo, no wasp traps. This is great. Oh, I feel really honoured. People have really got into the groove for hashtag Gronkfest 2020.
I still think that is amazing.
That is such a great way to hide your controller. So you're serving up the apple crumble and custard in there.
Well, I hope I served up the custard into the balls before we started moving, because you know my coordination's not good.
No, you just put a funnel in your mouth and pour it in.
Sounds good to me. I love this layout as well. It's like I keep saying this every time I see it. The way that it just merges into the back scene is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's so colourful.
So let's have a look. Tim Condrip says, I am Thomas and Friends fan. Right. Ben Tullett, absolutely right. Hit that like button. Yeah, tickle the like button.
Oh my goodness,
Don't
these
forget
angles.
to share on social media
Look
as
at
well.
that.
And we've got the hashtag for today. Hashtag Gronkfest 2020. You can also use hashtag Jenny Monday Club as well.
Some of the angles he's got here, they're just amazing.
Yeah. We've got some grand Class 8 action.
Well, you know, you've got to have some Gronk on Gronk action.
That sounds a bit ominous. Gronk on Gronk.
Yeah, multi-Gronk.
As a livery, actually, which I don't have. I used to have a Bachmann Class 8 with the pre-D number in the green with no wasp stripes, and for some reason I sold it.
Oh, you sold a Gronk?
My one and only Gronk that I sold.
Gronk crime.
And I do regret it.
I bet you do, because it was a nice looking one.
Yeah, I wished I'd have kept that Gronk, you know.
Oh well. I'm sure we can get you another one. The way he hit that controller, every time I see it, it's like, that is so impressive.
Yeah. It's for me. It's the real take home from this layout.
Yeah.
I said in an interview actually, I think it's on the Hattons YouTube channel. I did an interview with them, and I actually cited that as being one of the really impressive things that I take home from showing other people's layouts on this.
Keep on gronking,
everybody. Thank you ever so much for that.
Thank you very much.
264359. That was absolutely great. Thank you ever so much. Now, there's another video in my email account as well at some point.
We've got 3 more here.
Okay, well, let's go through these. So we're going to overrun on the time, but I think it's
actually that's a weathering video. Elsmead, I'm going to keep that one for next week because it's a weathering video.
Okay.
I really would like it if you could get him on the line and talk about that. Because
we
the way he
can
does
certainly
it,
try and sort something out. But it's very difficult to do interviews down the line live. So.
I know. Okay, we've got one here. Kitchen Railway Company, Philip Page over in West Horton. I used to represent West Horton.
Yes, you did.
I did. So I'll bring this up.
So once you make that full screen, I shall use the.
How are you coping in here? It's so warm.
It is a bit warm. I must admit, the air conditioning has almost. Well, no, there's a big lump of ice in there, but it is struggling a bit. Right? Do you need me to?
Okay, full screen it, baby. It's slowing down again. It's very annoying. Are we full screen? Here we go. Yep. Kitchen Railway Company. This one isn't Gronks, it's Steam.
But a little terrier. I like a terrier. Oh,
I thought we'd have a palate cleanser. My goodness. Oh, you want to be careful with a dinosaur that close to your rail there.
Yeah.
You might get derailed.
Yeah. Might eat things.
Yeah.
Rawr, like that little pig there. I better watch out.
Unless it's a herbivore.
Oh, a Smoky Joe there.
Because if it's a herbivore, it would technically keep the leaves off the line.
I like the tree.
Yeah.
I always like a good terrier. It has to be said. Terriers are... Oh, Hornby 00 Water Crane. I recognise you. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of terriers. Much more so since both Hornby and Rails of Sheffield released theirs. I can't get enough of terriers. No. No. Oh, onboard shot. I approve of onboard
These are great shots.
James Pets, I'm stealing your terminology. I approve of onboard shots.
I thought we called them a train cam.
Or
Or a roving cam or something like that.
I thought it was action cam we coined the term.
Yeah.
That's a is that an Iver to a 2MT at the side there, I think? That footbridge is very versatile. I've used them as the basis for a lot of kit bashing. I like that.
You had it when you were doing Trinity Road. Wasn't that the one that you used for getting the stairs?
The main station building. Yes, definitely. Absolutely. There's that dinosaur again. He gets around.
I'm amazed by how...
Ooh, food mixer sidings.
Oh, look at that in the foreground.
Yeah, oh, I like the Land Rover.
No, the TARDIS.
Is that a TARDIS? No, it's a Crossing Keeper's little hut.
Well, it's a TARDIS.
Oh, wait, it's not there anymore.
It's a TARDIS.
Maybe you're right.
It's the other style of police box.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
So I'm really enjoying this. It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm also amazed that you're allowed to have your model railway in the kitchen.
I suspect...
Jenny wouldn't be allowed to have a model railway in our kitchen because I cook.
No, although I do like the idea of having a railway out into the garden that you can put like pints of beer on and deliver them. Straight.
Just imagine if you had one in the dining room. It's like, pass the salt, dear. Okay, I'll just program it. Woo woo. Salt.
Yeah. Oh, there, it's back.
Yeah, definitely a TARDIS.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm liking that. Okay, do you have one more? You said you had one more.
There's one in my emails. Somebody sent in my emails.
Does that mean I have to find your emails?
Yes, you do.
Oh my goodness. It's a good thing you've got a button here, isn't it? What was that?
It's alright. It just sometimes it twitches a little beep as something momentarily shorts on
so for our final one, I'm just going to try and load up Jenny's. What comments have we got?
Dean Fielding says, thanks for Monday Club, Jenny. Used to get cab rides in class 13s as a kid at Tinsley. Got me into trains for the rest of my life and no regret.
Is this
wow, so you got to cab at class 13. Let's have a look. Tim Hythe Kent says, replying to Tim Condrip, I found some Thomas locos in the attic, which must be 20 to 30 years old. I remember when I was young and You can't remember 300 years ago. About 1985 maybe. I seem to recall the only Thomas the Tank Engine locos you could get was Thomas and Percy. I remember them being the only two available.
Do you remember the Thomas the Tank Engine action game?
No. Shanghai 264359 says, thanks for showing my video. Glad you enjoyed the Green Gronk. I very much did, yes. Rule 1 Model Railway says there's a restaurant in Prague where they deliver the beer on a G gauge.
Wow.
I've read about that actually.
Here's Gronk Fest from North End Sidings. Oh, a Gronk's work is never done. Look at the weathering on that, Jen.
That is quite weathered, yes.
Yeah, it's very nice. And have we seen this model before?
I'm not sure. Is this the one that was sent to my emails?
It is.
Yeah, so we're picking up some tankers. So we're getting some Gronk shunting action.
Yeah. It's a hard working Gronk, this one.
Lots of TTA tankers. Tom Wilmot says, hi Jen, sorry I missed 2 hours of the live stream, but I was working on my model railway town of Crewton. But don't worry, you can catch up and watch everything on catch up. Oh, you like your weathering, don't you?
Yeah,
That's
it
a
makes it look
full-on
real.
tanker train. Nice bit of shunting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm liking this layout. That shed or building in the background.
Actually, that is pretty good.
And those
Early
other
in the
buildings.
morning,
It looks
when
like it
snow.
really would when you're right next to
Yeah,
an
that
industrial
shell
line.
One, that shell one's pretty good. Definitely. There's a lot of operational interest with this.
Yeah, it's looking lovely.
And I like the cuts actually to hide the fact that you've like reached in and uncoupled.
Well, you have to, don't you?
Yeah, no, it's really well done. Give the little hard-working Gronk a like. Boom!
Yeah, I definitely like that. That is lovely.
Yay. You can never have too many Gronks.
Gronk.
Humanistic
Wonderful.
Junction, hello to you again. J. Paul Anderson says, nice layout. Humanistic Junction says, hello Jennifer, good to see you still online. I just got done being interviewed. Oh, wow.
For what?
Yeah, what were you being interviewed for? Brian Harper says, YouTube did state the Monday Club was due. Excellent. North End Sidings Model Railway says, it's nowhere near finished, but thank you for showing us. Well, thank you for sending it in. Oh, a Class 20. I do like a Class 20 as well.
Whoa.
That looks like, is that a Wren Class 8? Are you alright?
No, I'm starting to flag.
I must admit, that do we have any more videos?
That is the final video.
Right. So, it's really just
Thank
time
you so
to
much,
say
North End Sidings, and everyone
very
else.
much. Thank you, everybody who's commented and everybody's dropped in on the stream. It's been really great to have your company. Thanks for joining us for hashtag Gronkfest 2020 on the hashtag Jenny Monday Club. So, normal service up here will be resumed for next week. So, all the Gronks will go back to lurking in sidings. But it's just nice to have them out and about, and by popular demand we thought, you know, we needed some Gronk-tasticness. And thank you ever so much everybody who's contributed videos. It's been really great seeing them. And especially those of you who've made some special bespoke videos for the Monday Club. That is ever so much appreciated.
It was so lovely.
Thank you as well for everybody who donated via the Super Chat. That was incredibly... generous of you.
It really is.
I just want to double check as well to see if anybody's donated on the paypal.me, and yes they have. So George Botterini as well has sent it's come through as £7.41. I suspect it was $10 US on the super chat, so the paypal.me. Thank you ever so much. You were incredibly generous.
My goodness.
I feel humbled that you guys really just are so generous, and it's great fun to hang out with all of you, and I just feel absolutely honoured that you choose the Jenny Monday Club to spend your Monday evening. Well, it's Monday evening here. I know for a few of you around the globe it's all sorts of strange times.
Yeah, because they're all time travellers.
Yeah, very much. So don't forget, we'll be back next Monday. And also, we've got some great videos coming up. So Friday's video, we're now planning for a review and a special locomotive build for the Bassett Loke Steampunk range. That's coming out on Friday. Wednesday's video is a comparison side by side. Is the SLW 24 as good as the Bachmann 24? We put them head to head to the test. Which one's better? Which one's the best value for money? Well, you'll have to watch that video to find out. And then next week as well, we've got some Dapol and Lionheart Welsh-themed wagons from the Welsh anthracite Diamond Colliery underneath Varteg Mountain in Ystlyfera, and also all the other things that you know and love from the channel. Don't forget to tickle that like button. Share us on social media as well, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. And you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But until next time, this is from me, Jenny Kirk, and the Cupboard Monkey, up here in the loft on Weir Yard. It's been great to have your company. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.